Hello and welcome to the session on univariate data analysis. So in this univariate data analysis, we'll be discussing various topics like special univariate plots, shape, dispersion, central tendency, and data visualization. Today's video, we are only going to focus on the special univariate plots. So let's begin. So coming to let's first try to understand what is univariate. As I've already discussed in the in the earlier session, there are three kinds of data. This is another classification data based upon the number of variables, right? Based upon the number of variables, if the data set has only one variable, we'll call it as a univariate data. Now this is when you do data analysis on univariate data, that is a data which is having single variable, then definitely this is one of the most simplest form because it has only one variable or one category, we can call it as. And in univariate data analysis, we do not deal with any kind of relationships between the data. So the basic goal of univariate analysis is we want to describe the data and we want to find patterns in the data. Now when you're talking about univariate data description, what kind of description here? You might want to find the frequency distribution between the data. You might want to find the central tendency. You might want to see the shape of the data. You want to see how the data is dispersed, what is the variations in the data. So basically these topics we'll be discussing. Today's session we will focus mainly about the plots. So that is, we are going to discuss mainly about the data visualization. So visualization basically is all about plotting the data, which will help us to understand the data. It presents the information very well, and some of the graphs that we'll be discussing here for the univariate data analysis are bar charts, histograms, frequency polygons, and pie charts. Now what is the advantage of data visualization is it will help us to present the data visually, right? When anything is given visually, it's easier to present, it's easier to summarize, it's easier to describe. You can explore the data and make comparisons easily. So that's the advantages of graphical visualization. So let's first see the first univariate plot, that is a bar chart or the bar graph. So basically this is a bar graph. As we see that bar graph is used to display the frequency distribution of the variables, right? It will help us to illustrate the discrete data. So whenever you want to see frequency distribution of the variables, choosing bar chart is very important. Now why are we discussing all about this in machine learning is, see, ultimately finally after you implement the algorithms, you're going to do a lot of graphical analysis. So there you will be confused which kind of analysis should I go for, bar chart, pie chart. Then this video will help you in deciding which would be good. Suppose you want to do frequency distribution of your variables, go for bar chart because it will also help you to count the nominal data. It will also help in comparison. So just take this example where I have a bar chart for students who is having this marks, right? 45, 60, 60, 80, 85, and this is the ID of the student. So what we have done is we have taken the student ID in the x-axis, the marks in the y-axis, and then we have put the bar chart. Okay, so basically it gives a very good comparison, and also helps in comparing the frequency of different groups. Now coming to the pie chart. Now pie chart you can use it for illustrating, very useful for illustrating univariate data. So the same example, right? Suppose I've got frequency distribution of frequency. This is a frequency of student marks, right? So the pie chart will help us to understand that this percentage of people, 20% of students are having marks in the range of 90, right? The pie chart is helping us to illustrate the univariate data, basically giving us a frequency distribution in a very easy way. See, you can see that 20% of students have got marks in the range of 22. 20% of students here have got in the marks of 40, and 30% of students, right, they've got marks in the range of 70. So it's a very good way of illustrating the frequency distribution of the data set. The third and most important way of plotting, we not only use for univariate, we also use for bivariate, that is a histogram, right? Histogram is very important concept in data mining, especially for showing frequency distribution. So we will be talking about histogram equalization, many concepts in the later sessions. So histogram is a very good way of representing the nature of the data, the mode of the data, the frequency distribution, and basically it will also give the peak of the data set. So basically here we are using the charts here. We can be using it, we can use it to show the frequency, we can see the skewness of the data, we can see the shape of the data using histogram. So this is an example here where I have the, so for the students, this is the marks of the students and this is a range. Okay, students marks, it is in the group range of 0 to 25, 26 to 50. So what range of marks, right? So that's why we have put the range of marks in the x-axis and this is the marks in the y-axis. So all the marks which is in the range of 0 to 25 is here. So you can see that there are no students here who are having the marks in the range of 0 to 25. 26 to 50, 26 to 50 I have here just one student, so that's why you have one here. From 50 to 75 I have two students with the mark 60, that's why you are having two here. And from 75 to 100 I have two students in that range. So as you can see that histogram is helping us to show the frequency distribution, and this is a very important, this histogram method plays a very important role in data mining and in machine learning algorithms. We use it very commonly for plotting. So coming to the next one is a dot plot. Now this is also very similar to bar charts, but the only difference is it looks less clustered. Why? Because instead of having big bars, I'm just going to replace the bar with a single point like this. That's the only difference. So this is one bar, this is another bar, this is another bar. So I'm illustrating the bars with only single points, therefore looks less clustered. Otherwise it's more or less the same way that we are plotting it. So the advantage of this is by visual inspection I can easily find out, right, who got more marks. So this is a student ID in the x-axis, y-axis I have the marks. Looking at this I can say the student ID with ID number 5 has the highest marks. So coming to in the next session we will be discussing the next very important topic of univariate data analysis, that is central tendency. So just to quickly revise, in today's session we discussed mainly about how we can do data visualization using different plotting methods like histogram, pie chart, bar chart, or bar graph and dot plot. So let's meet in the next session. We will discuss about a very important statistical measure which we call it as central tendency. So thank you so much and please subscribe.